let's move them into their correct location. Let's go to top view. The roof needs to come to this part. I guess we can go back to Stonehenge. Come on. Okay, let's see. Haven't used it in a while. Okay, let's see how we can get out of this mode. Oh, it doesn't want to move. It's frozen. Okay, let's see how we can get out of this mode. Okay, good. Last. So this ends here and it ends here. Okay, right there, I guess, and this needs to come over here as well. So let's move it around. But I'm going to use this line as my reference, so it is going in the correct direction. So it needs to end somewhere here. Good. And this needs to move in this direction. It needs to see it close to this line, I guess. Yes, somewhere here. Okay, looks good. Let's go back to our lines. Now I joined all of these lines together to make a closed curve, and see, I did the same for this line. This is the easiest way to do it. There are a lot of other ways. You can use sweep command, sweep 1 and sweep 2 command, which I find harder actually. And the way that sweep works is, let me show you a simple example. If I have a line here, I have another line here, and if I have a midline here and I use type sweep 1 command, it's asking for, let's do it without selecting anything. It's asking for a rail, and the second line would be your crossing line, and it will make a surface along this curve using this line. Now if you use sweep 2 command, you need two rails, first rail, second rail, a crossing line. Then it will make surface between these two lines using this line. Okay, so you can use those as well, but your surface is not going to look good in this case because your thickness, the thickness of the roof and the angle at the end is kind of tricky. So it's good to use loft command, and remember, for using loft command, so if I have this rectangle and I want to use loft command, it's not gonna work because it is a closed curve. But if it is not a closed curve, it will loft a surface between these lines. So that's the trick to use the loft command. As long as these two lines are not closed, they are closed in their by their own, but they are not closed together. So if I use loft, selecting both, and it will show you this line, which is again the rail kind of line, and you can see, if you zoom in, you can see there is a small arrow, white arrow, and if I just hit OK, you see that the roof is gonna look like crazy. This is not what we want to see, because the start point was here and the second start point for the rail was here. Rhino kinda mix up the start points and the end points of the other one, and it looks like weird. So let's do it again, but this time you see the start point on this line is at the end. If I come here and drag this start point and take it here, you see the arrow is not good, so I have to change the arrow by dragging and drop it on the way that I want. So my rail is going in this direction now. So if I hit OK, you see we don't need the lines anymore, and this is good, but the only problem right now is that this surface is open surface. Let's go back here and select our lines. This is going to be problematic later. Right now it looks good, but since it is open surface, it's going to be bad later. So I'm gonna loft. Actually, I'm gonna use patch command. I'm gonna select this, type patch, and I'm gonna make it with 100 lines in U and V direction, so it is close to accurate. It might take some time. Okay. And I'm gonna use the same command. It might not actually work, but this was one way to do it. So I'm trying to cap the ends of the open ends of my open surface that we just made this surface. I'm making two surfaces, one at each end, using patch command that you already know. So I'm selecting this guy, and this surface, and I'm trying to join them. It says it is a closed solid surface now. So this is what you want for your final product. If it's not like that, if it's not a closed surface, it's gonna be problematic later. So I know that this assignment is a hard one, kinda hard one. It takes a lot of time and effort, but you can do it if you follow up the steps that I just did. And I've done everything just like you guys have to do, so believe me, it is possible to do it. If you have any question, just stop by our offices or shoot us emails and we will respond. Okay, good luck guys.